podcast for life.
Doggy Charles. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. The microphone messiah. Yeah. It's the microphone messiah. And Mr. No Days Off. Microphone messiah. Mr. No Days Off. Phil, Brandon, what's good, y'all? Let's go. Bullet Cast host. Look, this is the time for us to be great on podcasts. Let you know this is the time and how the vibe lasts. This is the feeling of time and when we on it. You know we got no time for no opponent, it's the feeling. This is the time of the greats on everything that we say. You know we about getting paid. Every opinion of wrestling. You know we got the truth in it. Every time you know that we on, this is the
Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, the microphone messiah, Phillip Brandon, joined again by the Canadian Destroyer, BT, Brandon Tanguma. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. Big weekend last week. Took a little bit of a deep breath. But we're here. We're still some big news, big stuff to talk about here in the rest of the world.
Yes. A lot of stuff going on. Slammiversary happened. A great show. They set an attendance record for TNA. Congrats to them. Overall thoughts on Slammiversary, man?
Well, I actually, since it was Sunday, I didn't really have nothing to do, basically. I actually decided to purchase the event, and I watched it, and I thought the TNA Slammiversary was kind of like the perfect encapsulation of kind of like TNA as a whole, because I thought there was some pretty good wrestling on there. I thought the Leon Slater Moose match was really good. The opening match with Cedric and Mustafa Ali was pretty good as well. There's also some bad stuff, some bad wrestling. They leaned a little bit too heavily on the legends, which we got Team 3D and the Hardys apparently taking place at Bound for Glory, and then
Brother, last time ever,
the last great tag team match apparently that's gonna ever take place according to Bully Ray.
Well, I mean, the Deadlies Team 3D. Bully Ray says it all the time, the greatest tag team of all time, the most successful tag team of all time. They are the most successful. They've won more titles than anybody. I mean, the Hardys can keep winning titles. I don't think it'll be as many as the Dudleys have.
Yeah, and then the AJ Styles returned.
Getting ready to fly?
A fun time. We talked about it. He did come out to his old TNA theme, despite him saying he's never going to want to hear it ever again. I would love to know what the discussion on that was, if that's a real feeling he has, or if that was just kind of him doing a bit, or and then the discussion or the decision to have that music come out. And then the main event, Mike Santana in New York. It seemed as though this was kind of the perfect spot for him, and in perfect TNA fashion, I feel like they fumbled the ball in the main event.
Okay, no. You don't win in your hometown. These are wrestling rules. You don't win on your birthday. You don't win in your hometown.
Well, technically, it's not his hometown.
Well, I mean, it's like when a
home
Canadian
state with a lot of Puerto Ricans there.
It's like when a Canadian's in Canada. It's just the hometown advantage. When a New Yorker is in whatever part of New York, boom. When a Texan's in Texas, so it's just the same. So JC Jane defeated Masha Slamovich to become the Knockouts champion. But look, man, I hope AJ Francis is okay, because that ladder spot was crazy. His knees, I know, are probably toe up from the flow up. But yeah,
and his sack.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of controversy about Trick Williams retaining the TNA title and then JC Jane getting the Knockouts title. How this is more one-sided for WWE than TNA and all that. The only thing I can see is whatever TNA star beats them, I assume they're going to drop them at Bound for Glory, because I remember TNA back in the day said, Bound for Glory is our biggest show of the year. So if that is still indeed the case, then you ride it all the way to, when's Bound for Glory? Not October?
Going to be in October in Lowell, Massachusetts. And I understand the Bound for Glory is the biggest show of the year, and you would want to culminate and have big happenings at that show. But the Mike Santana thing did feel as though it was kind of like kind of peaking at the right time, and I think you probably should have went with him. I mean, we even saw. I mean, TNA's done this in the past with other wrestlers. They even did this last year with Joe Hendry. Like Joe Hendry was really hot towards the end of the year, and they didn't go with him. And then they finally put the title on him back at Genesis, I think in January. And like, yeah, he was still over, but he wasn't like as hot as he was back in late 24, in the fall.
Well, if
And I
Mike Santana is truly that hot, then he can keep the momentum riding.
But I think the setting was perfect in New York. That crowd was like ready for it to happen, and I think maybe they telegraphed it a little bit with the title changes with the Hardys and Leon Slater before that. But we'll have to wait and see. Like like in the moment, like I got it. Like okay, they're probably gonna wait for for Bound for Glory because it is their biggest show. They are really hitting home the NXT takeover, and you would assume that NXT is gonna get their wins back sooner rather than later. But
I mean, TNA.
yeah, TNA is going to get their wins back. But I mean, and then all this just for the Undertaker to choke slam Trick Williams on Tuesday.
Hey, Undertaker. He's got one more left in him, brother. Could you imagine? Undertaker beats Trick Williams for the TNA Championship, and then Mike Santana beats the Undertaker at Bound for Glory. I mean, boom! There you have it. There you have it.
I'd also like to shout out TNA, their biggest crowd in North American history, over 7,000 at the UBS Arena in Long Island. So, wrestling, non WWE wrestling, going very strong with
Yes, yes,
AEW
yes.
and TNA both setting their North American records in back-to-back weeks. So, yeah,
You love to see
it
it.
was a good venue, good show overall, but obviously the main event was scattered in controversy.
It's okay. Let's talk about Happy Gilmore too. It's out. Maxwell Jacob Friedman plays the son of Adam Sandler in the movie. You also have women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch in the film.
Yeah, I mean it's a coming out Friday, July 25th, but I'm excited. I mean, cautiously, I'm not. I would say excited. I'm cautiously intrigued to see what this is going to be. Because Happy Gilmore, I mean, great movie back in the '90s, back in the heyday of Adam Sandler. Now, you know, maybe a little bit of a cash grab, very much a cash grab on Netflix's part. So, and it has the wrestling ties, so it's going to be fun to watch it just to see what the story is and how it plays out, if it's actually funny. But yeah, this I mean, this has been in the works for at least we knew about it for like a year now. And Bad Bunny's in it too. He's the caddy for Happy Gilmore. So
Oh wow, I didn't even know Chambea. Oh no, I didn't even know he was in it. I love it. I love that.
Philip, please tell me you've seen Happy Gilmore 1.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. Sometimes
Yes,
this
bro.
pop culture stuff,
RIP to
you
the
surprise
RIP
me with
to
what you don't
the
know.
OG Apollo Creed. He had a role in this, and then unfortunately he passed away, so they had to rewrite it. But there's a lot of references to him in it, so
All right, Pete Chubbs.
yes, 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 yes. Speaking of RIP, Ozzy Osbourne, the legendary rock and roller, has passed away at 76 years old. The Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne, made appearance at WrestleMania 2, and then multiple appearances with World Wrestling Entertainment over the years. Inducted into the Hall of Fame, and was it 2020 or 2021? Very, very sad, man. He just had his last concert 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, very sad. I mean, kind of similar to Sabu, who passed away just a couple weeks or however long it was after his final match.
Yeah,
But I mean, Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath. I know this isn't a music podcast, but I think Black Sabbath is one of the most influential and important groups in or not wrestling, rock and roll history, music history in
no,
general.
absolutely.
And even going back further before WWE, the Road Warriors. The Road Warrior pop was in due to Iron Man, the Black Sabbath song, and that kind of start. That was the first, but it was definitely like the start of the trend of wrestlers coming out to
Rock
music.
music. Yeah. There are many. I mean, they had that show, right? Yeah, they had the show on, was it VH1?
Yeah, the Osbournes. That was a great show.
Yeah, I,
Um,
I watched it as a kid. There are many times as a child and just throughout my life, I'd be like, Sharon. Just loved it. R.I.P. Ozzy, man. He was great, great. He seems like he was a hell of a guy, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like different comps. I mean, clearly, the crazy guy from the 70s and 80s, and then he comes in and he becomes like the lovable dad, grandpa, in the 2000s was
Lovable old Brit. You love him.
definitely a switch up.
Yes, the Prince of Darkness moniker, so popular, it transcended over to the Undertaker during his doom and gloom heyday. Yeah. Also, I want to shout out Malcolm Jamal Warner, man, played Theo Huxtable on the Cosby Show. That one was just Jesus, what? Malcolm Jamal Warner. I mean, the role he played, so important to I mean, just American television in general, but especially to the culture and the black community. I mean, I spoke about it on my social media. Whether people want to see it or not, I mean, a young man growing up in a two-parent household in a middle-class family, believe it or not, in some ways and in some ideals, that was the black youth American dream to live a comfortable life like that and to kind of just have a direction of you're gonna be in a good path in life. So R.I.P. to Malcolm Jamal Warner, great, tremendous actor. Malcolm and Eddie, another classic sitcom that he was on. Just an amazing poet. You see all the spoken word stuff that he was doing. That's surfacing around. Go check out NPR. The Tiny Desk concert and all that stuff. Malcolm Jamal Warner, R.I.P. And then R.I.P. Fiji. He passed away yesterday. Another great artist, reggae artist. Listen to his music in the last couple years. Really just sets you in the mood. Heals the soul. Good work. RIP to all these greats. WWE offered Layla Hirsch a referee deal.
Yeah, Layla Hirsch, former AEW wrestler. I thought, she had a unique look. I thought there was something there, but AEW just didn't really capitalize on her. She's, free agent now, and allegedly, WWE has offered her a referee deal. Seems as though she declined it at least, because we haven't heard anything about an acceptance or anything. But, WWE has had much more women referees now in the fold. They do like them shorter, to make everyone look bigger. And Layla Hirsch, for better for worse, definitely is a shorter person, as two short kings right here. We appreciate her, but yeah, it's interesting that and this, they've offered other wrestlers referee deals in the past. There's a certain one we don't need to talk about who may have some APW Bay Area ties.
Well, no,
But
there's one that has Bay Area ties that we could talk about. Joey Gonzalez, he refereeing down at NXT. He was a former oh my god, what was his what, Vinny Wasco, was that his indie name? No, he's the he used to wrestle out here. So yeah, what are you
and,
talking?
no disrespect to the referees, because honestly, like, the referees are an unsung part of wrestling. A
There
little
are
bit
quite a
healthier
few.
on the body, obviously. Knees and shoulders can kind of go, especially when you get up there in age and been doing it for a long time. Listen to Kyoto and Hebner and all those guys talk about what they've gone through physically.
Charles Robinson,
Yeah,
hey brother, he's still going. Well, there's some other Bay Area referees though. Tom Castor, he's still there, and then what you call it? I know him as Bao Nguyen from his matches, but the Asian ref that's on the main roster in WWE, he's from Hayward. So shout out to all the referees, just all of them in general. And I see the women referees are really taking over. They're doing the damn thing.
yeah. The NXT referee had her little moment in the sun when she was on Evolution, because
Yes.
a much bigger audience was able to see her for the first time. Respectfully, of course, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, the internet had a field day with that one. Come on, guys.
calm down,
All the referees, they all do a phenomenal job, man. We have some fan mail and Brightest Day X, the Hall of Famer.
Mr. X.
Do you think CM Punk has a chance of beating Gunther clean in the ring? We'll talk about that. Should WrestleMania be the only show with more than one night? I get it, why they're doing it more money, but still, I think Mania should be the only show to do that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because SummerSlam has never been outrageously long. Uh, what I mean, what I just
I've always said Royal Rumble should be 2 nights. Now they have the women's one in there, because those ones do get kind of long, and you can, do two shorter shows. You can have two, the Rumble match on each night, have a world title match on each night, both men's and women's. So you could fill it out with like a 3 or 4 match card on both of them. and they both would fill out. SummerSlam, on the other hand, I think they've done a decent enough job putting on. I mean, they're putting on decent pay-per-view cards for what WWE does on a regular basis. Now, individually for like a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania type card, maybe it's a little bit lackluster, and you could have done a little bit more in one. Um, I mean, business-wise, who knows what WWE is going to look like in 2026? I wouldn't be shocked if they do one more, and then maybe 27 they go back to one night. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. And then lastly, he says, also RP to the legendary Ozzy Osbourne. Growing up listening to his music helped to create this weirdness that is currently typing this. Thanks for everything. No problem, man. No problem. Shout out Ozzy. SmackDown. Cody signs for Cena. We have the contracts. SmackDown was wild, bro. We have car wrecks happening right when we get on air. Adam Pierce shows up. Kathy Kelly's being an investigative reporter. You see Cody show up. He takes the contract. That's not something Cody would normally do. Yeah, man. And plus, like there's been a lot. There's been a lot of signs. There's been a lot of signs. Brandon. Cody's wearing glasses that are similar to what Dwayne wears. The watch he was wearing was the watch that The Rock gave him after WrestleMania 40. What the hell is going on with Cody Rhodes? He's not hesitating anymore. So let's get to the segment. We get to the contract signing. Cena says he's tired from filming movies. He says, Cody, look, you can get your rematch in Paris or somewhere else. Just not right now. And then he looks to walk away. Cody goes after him. He chases Cena. They're brawling. He gets Cena back in the ring. He hits him with the championship. He gets on the table or puts Cena on the table. He dives off the top rope. And Stacey Adams, I might add, that boy Cody Rhodes is nice. And then, he signs for John Cena, so the match is official. But, I mean, I'm going to say this right now. This man was unconscious when this legal document was signed. Therefore, it is not legally binding.
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer, but I think
Yeah.
I don't think that's right.
What are your thoughts on all of this? The watch, the glasses, the signing for Cena, what all of this stuff.
I wasn't like super up on the whole lore of the glasses and the watch, but you can clearly see that there's something a little bit different with Cody, and they are kind of playing into the fact that it's he's not going to hesitate this time compared to what was at WrestleMania. So, there's a little seeds in there, but there's also like the big overarching story that they're kind of slamming you over the head with. I I would not be shocked if they do a double turn at SummerSlam. I still don't think it's the right time to turn Cody because I still think like people are behind him. Because I feel like the perfect time to like turn, a baby, especially a top baby face is like once there's a little bit, you can kind of see the crowd maybe turning on him just a little bit. And I don't know. I don't see it exactly with Cody, but then also I think Cena's so popular and not doing well as a heel that people are like cheering him so much that it's kind of running off on Cody. Um, yeah, and once again, The Rock, the overarching, is he gonna run in and mess this whole thing up again? I don't know, but I
Well, you
yeah,
see, his character, the final boss, would do this. See what I did there?
yep, I see what you did there.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what's going on. And then Solo is arrested. I mean, so we see at the beginning of SmackDown, the MFT's car is smashed. Tonga Loa has a cut on his eye. Said Jacob Fatu did this. Jacob is taken away by the police, and then Solo's out there with his MFT. And then it turns out that Jacob didn't do it. They bring Jacob back, and Jacob and Jimmy go out there and clean house. And then Adam Pearce says, "Oh, you guys are gonna face each other at SummerSlam for the U.S. title in a cage." Mm, mm.
Mm. Yeah, I think Solo's kind of found his groove and it's kind of like in the perfect spot to where he should be. Like no disrespect, but I think he's like the perfect kind of mid card heel. He's entertaining. You want to see him get beat up. He's a good enough wrestler to where the matches will be passable, and he's not having to carry SmackDown every single week like he was post WrestleMania. So I think he's definitely found his groove, and Solo, Fatu, Steel Cage. You would hope that would set up not interferences out the wazoo, but it probably will.
Does Tama Tonga come back? Yeah.
Possibly. I don't know what
What side does he join, brother?
Exactly. Because I mean, there's still Roman. Obviously, he has a thing with Paul Heyman he's doing right now, but he probably is going to go back to SmackDown and do something with Solo and Fatu. So maybe that's a Survivor
Why?
Series War Game thing.
He has nothing to do with Solo. That's over.
I don't know. You never know. But yeah, I think it's good stuff. I still wonder, like, everyone's talking about how Jacob Fatu is like the future face of WWE or something like that, and is he going to be still having the U.S. title, or do you do something to where there is shenanigans, Solo still wins, and you could kind of move Fatu up the pecking order, like, let's say Cody wins, and whether he's a heel or babyface, I think him and Fatu would be a definitely a top match that WWE would look into.
Well, I think Cody's going to be doing something else with a different member of the Anoa'i dynasty.
Well, we have to wait and see on that.
Yeah. Inside the ring, Gabe Kidd knee injury during G1. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, night one he wrestled Takeshita, and he injured his knee.
I love that guy. But I need this guy to have a. Is he still a heel in AEW?
Yeah, still with the Don Callis family. And at this point, I almost wish he just would leave AEW and just stay in New Japan, because New Japan needs stars, and I think Takeshita is could be one of the top guys in that company.
Were you with me at one of the West Coast pros when he was there?
I believe so, because like at that point I was not familiar with Takeshita, because I think he was like just starting on AEW and he's a babyface at that point.
And then you see him live, and it's just like, this guy is dynamic. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean,
could you imagine Takeshita like? So okay, I mean, here. Well, do you think the Kenny feud helped him at all?
I mean, it elevated him in terms of like maybe showcasing what he can do in ring wise.
Yeah.
The matches and stuff. Clearly English is not his first language. He has Don Callis that could help him. And AEW is kind of like so top loaded that it's hard to kind of fit him in there. And they have like Okada, which seems like kind of a similar type character, act to what Takeshita could be. But I think Takeshita at this point is better than Okada in AEW. But like I said, I think Takeshita could be so much more in New Japan compared to AEW, because I think he's a better fit there, promo wise and everything like that. But getting back to Gabe Kidd, he did hurt his knee, and he had to announce that he's not out of the G1 quite yet, but he's going to try to make a return. He had to forfeit his match against Shingo Takagi, so already kind of behind the 8 ball there. So hopefully nothing too bad, and maybe Gabe Kidd can return. I haven't seen, trying to keep up on the G1, but I'm not exactly too sure on where we are right now in terms of what Gabe Kidd's status is, because this was a few days ago. Haven't seen an update in total, but
I hope to see it. Back to the Takeshita thing real quick. Could you imagine him like 2016 New Japan up until like 2020? What if he was just mixing it up with all those guys?
I mean, that would have been like the perfect Nakamura replacement. Putting him in there. Having absolute. I'm not gonna say the B word, because I'm anti B word.
Absolute bonkers matches.
He's having just absolutely fantastic matches with Okada, Omega, Ibushi, Naito.
Hold on.
Takagi.
Okay, let's throw him 2015 to 2020, because I need to see him with Nakamura and AJ. But so how do you feel about Sheamus leaning into the B word? We've never talked about this. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's his thing.
Burger after burger after burger after. No, that's what they were saying when he came back a little hefty.
Chunky boy.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, he had muscles in places we don't even have places. And
also, he didn't know that he was coming back so soon. And at his advanced age, it's hard to get in shape as quickly as he used to.
I know. Sheamus is out here. The matches he's having with Rusev. I mean, yeah, they're 1-1 right now. I mean, stuff is going on. Undertaker chokeslam Trick Williams in H-Town. Oh, yeah, man.
I mean, like I said, they did all this on TNA, and then Undertaker comes out and then just chokeslams Trick Williams.
They're in Texas. What it is. By the way, Trick Williams, I will say, shout out, brother. You paying tribute to Booker T during his Black Was it Black Snow? Black Snow days in TNA?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good touch from Trick Willie there.
Yep. Natalia and Triple A. Ah.
Yeah, we got the AAA show coming up this Friday, which we talked about. Grande Americano will be there, but Natalia will also be there as well. She's been making the waves, wrestling, obviously like a Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, but she's going to be in AAA, teaming up with Lola Vice. I believe she's also been doing some
Oh,
stuff down there in Mexico
okay.
as well, and they're going to be in a three-way luchadora tag team match.
Saw it was Lola Vice's birthday. Happy birthday, Lola.
Shout out
Respectfully,
respectfully. I
respectfully, of
think
course.
day after my birthday. Shout out Mandy Rose and
I
Al
thought it
Snow.
was your birthday.
Oh, thanks,
Oh
Phillip.
my god. Oh my happy birthday, Brandon, y'all.
Uh-huh. I
No,
mean, it
oh
doesn't mean anything. I'm old.
no,
30,
no, no.
31-year-old piece
No,
of
man.
worn
When
down copper.
God, it was
Um,
black. Oh my goodness, brother. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
it's okay.
There's a
Just shout
lot.
out Lola Vice, respectfully. Apparently, her and Damon Priest were a thing.
Yeah. I know the rumors were him and Caden Carter for the longest time, but they homies. Uh, yeah. I mean, hey, yeah, because I think somebody asked him and he said no comment. I was like, oh, okay. Hey,
And then,
shout out to them. I hope they're happy.
I hope they're happy. I mean, he took her to a Bad Bunny concert, and if you're taking a
And
female to the
better,
Bad Bunny concert, you
Roger.
know exactly what's up.
No, that's my. I'm sorry. That's Zendaya. That's my one right there. Sorry about Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, OTC one. Throw your ones up in the air and acknowledge that man. Acknowledge him. He was acknowledged by H Town. They loved him. He's out there with Paul Heyman and I don't know why Braun Breaker was just shirtless out there, just eyed. And then Bronson Reed, is holding the Money in the Bank briefcase. And Roman, he runs down Paul Heyman and he says Paul Heyman thinks he was responsible for the bloodline. No, we weren't just another faction. That was family. You weren't responsible for that. That was God's work. And then Braun Breaker gets on the mic, tells Roman, you're old news. I'm the big dog now, basically. Roman says, I didn't understand a word you said. Take my mic, tosses it at him, Superman punch. He's taking it to Bronson Reed. They double team up on him. He's about to get tsunami'd. Main event. Did you hear the reaction from main event Jey Uso? Did you hear that?
We gotta rename it from the Road Warrior Pop to the Jey Uso Pop, apparently.
Come on now. Look, man, I don't know what y'all people are talking about on the internet, bruh. The man is a top merch seller in the company, won the world championship at WrestleMania. And he's still getting pops crazy. And you know what? All these people talk about, oh, he can't do that. You ain't never been in a ring. Shut up. All you people talking trash. When Raw or whatever PLE or whatever WWE show is in your town, you gonna be in there yeeting. And there's a reason why he yeets and gets multiple entrances, because it's over like Rover. Hello. Jey Uso comes out there, super kicks Bronson, gives the business to old Braun over there, and then hits it with the double spear, helps out his cousin, and then Roman Reigns throws on socials. The wheels are spinning in my head. Let's get back together one more time. Then Jey Uso responds a couple days later. You know what it is? Who's 4 letters, 1 word? Yeet. So at SummerSlam, we are gonna get Roman Reigns and Jey Uso taking on the Brawns and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman by their side. Massive blockbuster tag team match. Biggest party of the summer.
Who knows if Seth Rollins was supposed to be in this match, or if this was a plan all along? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see after SummerSlam.
Hello.
But I thought, like, no hyperbole, that this was maybe the best babyface promo of Roman Reigns' career, because, like, we talked about last year when he came back, he was just kind of like still the tribal chief, and he was like the same character. No.
So the thing about Roman Reigns, he can be a good guy. You can't really change. Don't change it. Don't just be like, I'm here for you people now. Blah. Like, no. Don't do any of that. Still keep some of the same tendencies. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Leading into WrestleMania 41, that he was really acting like his old self. He really was, But he can keep the same demeanor in certain things like that. It's just, like, hey, you wronged me. I'm here to whoop your ass.
Yeah, and I think he towed the line perfectly of, like, he acknowledged the fans are acknowledging him, which was kind of like something we haven't seen before from Roman, because it was always just like Roman does his own thing, tell people to acknowledge him, but he never like thank the fans back. And it was
Put your
something,
one in the sky. Put it in. Put it up. Put it up. Put it
there you
there.
go.
There it is.
And it was something, that, the early Roman Reigns days, a decade ago, didn't have. He was almost like too cool for school, and didn't, thank the fan, whatever, there's a whole thing with Roman 10 years ago. We're all fine now. We're back on track. And but yeah, I thought it was a really good babyface promo from him.
So
Braun, on the other hand, it was definitely shaky. It wasn't like the best, but you gotta give him reps. And like, goddamn it, when he starts screaming and yelling a little bit, he sounds so much like Scott. Like
you
his
know what I
base
need him
level
to
voice,
do?
it doesn't sound like it, but when he starts getting like animated and starts yelling, it sounds exactly like his uncle.
You know what I need him to do? I'm the man. I need him to break out one of those.
I mean, when he said like "I know," it sounded just like the Steiner Math promo,
Didn't he do a parody of it in NXT?
something like that. Yeah.
If you act, what is it? Got a 30 and 30% chance, bro. The fact that Scott Steiner has been on this show is still crazy to me. I thought he was gonna say no. I really did. I thought he was just not gonna do it, but he did it, and it was Brandon. Where does that rank amongst the things we've done here, bro? Because we've done some shit.
I mean, it's up there. I unfortunately I don't think I was there for that one. I was Kurt Angle and Ted
That's
DiBiase.
right. You weren't even there. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me a little behind the scenes. Which look, I know we haven't done interview. I haven't done an interview at all this year. I know that. I understand that. Your boy's been busy. I'm gonna get some interviews out before 2025 is up. I promise you. I give you my word. Normally I go to these things, that's a hassle, things going on. I showed up there, I got in super easy. I set up I get there, I got to do the waiting around game. Finally it comes to it. He agrees to do it. I set up the gimmick and we do the damn thing, and it was a cool time. It was
Shout
a
out
cool
Scott Steiner.
Yeah. You were there for the Kurt Angle one? Yeah, that was I'm glad that went much better than how it was going because yeah, you were there for the DiBiase one.
DiBiase was a little shaky to begin with, but it ended well. We landed the plane
Yeah.
like we normally do.
Um, for the Mickey James the shout out video.
Shout out Mickey James.
Yeah. Yeah, man, we got to get some more. We got to get some more. We got to get some more. We're gonna get some more. I promise. CM Punk and Gunther, they have their promo battle going on. So is Gunther's just gonna crush his dreams? Look, one of two things are gonna happen, bro. If you get into Mr. X's question about Punk pinning him clean, Gunther's just gonna crush his dreams and that's it. Or what did Seth Rollins say? As long as there's breath in his body, he will make sure that CM Punk is never a world champion. I'm sure he's gonna send his boys out there.
Yeah. The CM Punk promo, I thought was meh. It was just very bland. Kind of seemed like a little unmotivated. And then the Gunther one I thought was better. I mean, I think he stepped up. I think he had a little more stuff to chew on and to go after Punk. We still got 2 more weeks. Maybe they can, you know, heighten the feud up a little bit. I'm not super optimistic, because I'm still weary that this is all just going to lead up to a Seth Rollins cash in at the end of all this. So I do like to answer Mr. X's questions. I think CM Punk is going to win, and then Seth Rollins just pulls the rug out from under him and cashes in, night one at WrestleMania or SummerSlam. But yeah, so once again, not exactly feeling the CM Punk character right now.
Heist of the Century too.
Possibly.
Why you're not feeling? Why aren't you feeling the Punk character? Do you like him when he's mad?
I like angry Punk. I like motivated Punk, and
But he's happy. He's happy at the place he works at.
Exactly. But also, people pointed this out, which this isn't me, like, in the moment I was like, huh, I don't think that's exactly true, Punk. But he said he had two things on his list, was to come back to WWE main event WrestleMania and to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Punk, we all know that's not true. You don't want the world title, you want the real title. That's just him pandering again.
What do you mean? He said it before. I want the world championship.
And he also said last month when he was facing John Cena that he doesn't want the championship because he knows the man he'd become if he wins it. But then now he's saying he does want to win the championship.
I think because it's tainted with Cena's his whole thing, right? It's all about energy. I mean, you know that, man. Punk's he's an energy and crystals guy. I don't quote me. I don't know if that's true. Don't please don't quote me on that. Anyway, Becky Lynch's promo.
Yeah, the once again, Lyra, I still don't know exactly what they're doing with her character because I feel like when she's talking, she doesn't come across as like the most likable person uh in the world. Match stuff should be good, and they are doing this gimmick again. Wasn't exactly clear is if Lyra loses, she can never challenge for the title, or is it just for Becky? If Becky is a champion, maybe they'll flesh that out on Raw next week. But
I really wanted Bayley versus Becky. I really did.
I can tell you're pounding your fist on the table last week, and I was more just like, yeah, well,
Well, no, I mean, I'm not like I'm happy that Lyra's getting this opportunity on a big stage like this. Yes, but I thought they were gonna. I mean, look, Lyra and Becky. I mean, they've been doing some awesome work, man. Those first two matches were very good. So this is the trilogy. Just good stuff, man. But I just I mean, we've said it about Bayley. She out of the four of the four horsewomen, just the all around best. I mean, have we've said that, right?
I forget
What?
exactly where my rankings lie because I mean, Sasha Mercedes in ring wise is definitely the best. Promo work, something to be desired. Becky was the hottest, but I don't know, talent wise, if you I don't know, it's a discussion. It's a well, maybe one of these days we do a bonus podcast, which you haven't done in quite some time. But we'll get back to it.
Yeah,
We'll do another draft. We love drafts.
yes, we love drafts. Or what? Or Bayley just like still underrated after all she's accomplished and done. Is that where we are? Because I mean, just
I
like
mean, she was so over in NXT, and then kind of once she had to grow up, she never was able to really find. I mean, she was good as a heel during that COVID era, but then she wasn't able to kind of find her way as a adult babyface.
yeah. I'm talking about the in ring though. The in
In ring
ring.
wise, I think it's Sasha, and I don't think it's particularly close.
Yeah, I mean, what about Charlotte? I mean, she's genetically superior. See, we're getting into it. This is a bonus podcast thing. It's a bonus podcast thing. But yeah, no, Becky and Bayley, I feel like they would have done good business. But Becky and Lyra, they better tear it up too. AEW, Adam Copeland sent the Hurt Business after FTR.
Yeah, so FTR beat Jet Speeds because they're doing like a little tag team title tournament thing. So FTR moved on, and
How many
Copeland can't.
tournaments does this company have? Jesus
Too many.
Christ.
But Copeland, not Cody, Copeland can't touch FTR. So instead, he hired the Hurt Syndicate, who are apparently baby faces now after being heels going into All In because now they're going up against FTR. And also, apparently, they're already doing the breakup of the Hurt Syndicate with MJF because MJF was bitching and moaning that Hurt Syndicate didn't have his back earlier. Um, so that's kind of weird, and I've always just been kind of wondering what's the whole point of the Hurt Syndicate as a whole, but then also with MJF in
What do
it.
you what do you mean? What's the point of the Hurt
I
Syndicate?
mean, like the point in like heel or babyface because they have kind of wandered back and forth. Like I get it, like they're stars.
It's the what you call it? It's they did this when they were the Hurt Business. They can be hired guns. Like if a babyface hires them to take care of something, they'll do it.
They're like the APA.
If a heel hires them to take care of something, they'll do it. But remember, they were hired to take care of Retribution when they were technically heel on heel.
So that's the MJF, whatever you call it, Hurt Syndicate. So yeah, I mean, because Bobby
Look, man,
Lashley
the point is,
stuck him up against a locker like he was a high school bully and gave him a thumbs down.
point
I don't
is
know how
they
you get
hurt.
back from that.
Point is they hurt people.
Exactly. Will Ospreay came back. He cut a little in-ring promo talking about how he has a neck injury. He's kept it secret from AEW. Who knows how much of this is legit, how much of it is just storyline. But it does seem as though Will Ospreay has a legit injury and he will be gone for a month, it seems. We got Forbidden Door coming up at the end of August. He said he should be back in time for Forbidden Door. He's got a neck injury. Um, just pretty straightforward stuff, just kind of announcing his injury and kind of just putting out there that he should be able to come back, but we're not making any promises. So maybe he'll, come back at the last Dynamite before Forbidden Door, and they'll announce some sort of like dream match or something for Will Ospreay to do. So, tease the piece to Will. Hopefully, he gets better.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And then Hangman Page and Mox. What?
Yep, we're already gonna run it back.
I thought,
No one involved or no one allowed at ringside.
I thought, well, obviously that's not going to happen. I thought Mox was just going to kind of like take a break after.
Yeah, I mean, I thought so too.
I thought it was the perfect, the babyface wins were triumphant, the bad guy heel, kind of basically what Roman did. I thought we were just going to do that.
Yeah, and I mean, they're going right back to it. No Darby Allin, I think, on the show, because it does seem as though we're going to get Darby and Moxley eventually. I would hope this leads to just, obviously Hangman's going to win. I think Hangman just wins, and I hope they do something to where maybe Moxley goes away. The Death Riders can still kind of stick around as like a mid-card heel act, and maybe they can tell a story like maybe lost their way a little bit because he's gone. Claudio is still there. He had a match. He wrestled Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe ended up beating Claudio, I believe.
Wow.
Hangman beat Wheeler earlier in the show in the opener, busting him up.
This is what's happening with this place, huh?
Yeah. Also, Athena and Tony Storm, they're doing something. They basically explained and kind of outwardly said that it's a Money in the Bank in terms they can cash in whenever they want, which isn't a shock because that's what Christian did last year.
I don't know. I get because like the Money in the Bank thing, like it's a great concept, but like is there a way to figure out something else of like I guess it's just too hard, to figure out something else to do.
Yeah, I mean, AEW, they do their kind of like deep breaths, and they kind of like don't have any big things happening post All In right now. Like you can kind of see the directions they're going, but I think sometimes
All Out.
I mean, All Out's in September, so we still got a ways away for that. And I think that's kind of like what they do. They kind of book like their tentpole events, and they kind of like big stuff in mind, but kind of like the intermediate stuff. They're not the best. Like the Raw after, the Raw after WrestleMania is a big thing. It's a big event. Sometimes it's disappointment, but sometimes they pull out some big stuff. And I think AEW, not saying they had to like bring out whatever the equivalent would be of like a Brock Lesnar returning or something for All In Dynamite last week, but like, have something to kind of like get people motivated and kind of be like, okay, we're excited. We're on the new generation of AEW, but and even the ratings kind of pointed that out because it was not a great viewership went down post Dynamite after All In. But yeah, I mean, it should be a fun match. I mean, it should be like just a straightforward wrestling match between Moxley and Hangman, and I'm hoping, like I said, that maybe Moxley does take a break after this.
We hope he does. We hope he does. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us. Listen, there's a lot going on this weekend, a lot of wrestling going on. Pick and choose wisely where you're going to be at. But ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday, I'm going to tell you where you need to be at. This Saturday, July 26th, it is the Oasis Pro Student Showcase. Pay your dues. 1275 San Pablo Avenue. Doors are at 6:30. Y'all already know what it is. Any students in the Bay Area, NorCal, or even farther, if you want to come pay your dues, if you want to come show what you got, please come through these doors and pull up. And then, of course, Oasis Pro presents the Cookout. The Cookout is happening on July 27th, 4 p.m. at the Gilman Brewery, 912 Gilman Street, Berkeley, California, Berkeley Brewing Co. You already know what it is. Los Suavecitos versus SPS. You got El Fatale's open challenge for the Pacific Seas Championship. Zyra versus Beatrice Domino. What else we got? Illuminate versus Midas Creed. You have Shash versus Lita J versus Oak versus Big Meats and so much more. Of course, I believe there's a contract signing for Big Toko's kickback between the Punjabi Lion Chima and the Daredevil Dante Daring. You don't want to miss that. All that and more. July 27th, the kickback. Or not the kickback, the cookout, I'm sorry. Also, Big Toko's kickback's happening August 31st, Gilman Brewery, 2 rings. You don't want to miss that. Brandon, you go come to the kickback's about to be popping. You were at Gang Warfare.
I know long-term storytelling, independent wrestling.
Yes. Was there gang warfare?
There were gangs, and there was warfare. So
Yes.
I can't confirm.
Yes. You don't want to miss it. Oasis Pro is always a good time. Thank you all so much. As always, be safe and stay dangerous. Yes, sir.